YouTube, what's happening? It is Monday, June 2nd. We're going to talk about baseball today. It is the only sport we really have today. And we only have 7 games on top of that. Look at that. Very short slate. There's no NBA. There's no NHL. There's no MLS. There's no WNBA. None of those today. WNBA comes back tomorrow. NBA will come back on Thursday. NHL will come back on Wednesday. Soccer comes back on Saturday. There's a couple tennis matches and seven MLB games. That's it. That's it for the day. It is the lightest sports slate we've had in months. So, hey, we'll take what we can. So, we got these 7 games. We're going to break them down. This is the travel day, so it's always a weird little day in baseball. Let's go ahead and look over how we did yesterday. 2 days ago, we were coming off that 10-1 day, just beautiful day overall. Yesterday, we ended up going 4-3. We got Toronto right, JK right. Bubic had an amazing performance. Dude is pitching out of his mind. And then Parker hit in the first inning. That was beautiful. Teoscar did not do his job at all. He got embarrassed. Nothing. He did an 0 for yesterday. Weathers, yep, they finally got to him. So what can you do? And then Toronto, the Nerfy, all because of the Grom and that kind of weirdness during that gave up that run. So what can you do? 4-3, we'll take it. If you want the plays typed out for every sport I do, or if you just want access to yield spreadsheet for every single sport I have, which is 5 of them, about to be 6 because I'm almost done with tennis, working on it. So all you gotta do is check out the HQ. Simple as that. So enough of that. 7 games, short slate. Let's jump to the first game right now. All right, we're gonna do weather first. That way, we make sure everything's updated. There's only 7 games, so let's kind of roll through it. Miami is playing host to Colorado. They are in doom. Cincinnati has no issues at all, wind or rain. Boston, no rain, no wind. White Sox, no rain. Barely 9 miles an hour really isn't wind to me. 80 degrees though, kind of warm. No rain in San Fran. Wind blowing out at 9. A's blowing out at 10. That might be something to look at, maybe for some maybe extra run or two. No rain, no rain, out 9. Dodgers. So 0 rain to worry about today, which is always nice. So let's go ahead and jump over to the first game. Colorado at Miami. Currently, we have Miami 195 with an 8 total. Let's pop over here and look at the spreadsheet. Rockies are 9-50. First team in since the 1800s to do that record that fast. That is wild. 8-game losing streak, 1-9 last 10. Just absolutely abysmal numbers all across the board. They are not a good team. We know this. If they have a good player, he's going to get traded. This is what they do. They don't know how to hold on to good players. Then you got Miami, who is, I mean, by comparison, they're amazing, but they're just kind of mid. They're, yeah, below average in some areas, mid in some. So let's go over who is pitching today. Max Myers going out there for them, and it's German Marquez Day. Yes, we love this day. Of course, he pitched. They bumped him to 6.5 now. Those bastards. Oh, I see what they did. You took away. Okay, Max Myers he's 100% over hits and earned runs, but Colorado's so bad. I can't trust that. Colorado's so bad. They're averaging 2 runs a game. We've seen 2.9, 2.8, but 2, just flat out 2. That means they have scored 20 runs in 2 games. 10 games, and they're averaging 2. That is ridiculous. They're batting a $195. How are you that bad? Hell away. Even though the whole season they're only batting 215. That is terrible. Let's look at this. Yeah, you haven't been that bad. You're the earned run guy, right? No, you were the earned run guy. You've been actually pitching. You better stop pitching so good. They're gonna trade you. Better stop. You better stop that shit. All right, Max Meyer. You see, he's terrible, but I can't take him against Colorado. It's bad v bad. We can't mess with that. What are we gonna do here? And that's not even that bad. He's consistently 5. That's not bad though. Earned runs, yeah, that might be bad. Let's look at this matchup. Let's see. Meyer versus Colorado. There's your history. RC has a home run, but that's it. Against Rowdy, you see how Colorado's been this season. Miami versus Rowdies. And Marquez versus Miami. There you go. There's a home run for Sanchez, and that's it. So this game, let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. This game is absolute garbaggio. We cannot be messing with this nonsense. It's too early in the day for this. Too early in the day. I'm moving on to something else next. All right, moving on to game 2. We're looking at Angels at Boston. We currently have Boston 150 with 9.5 total. Let's look over at the spreadsheet. We can see Angels almost Colorado-like, but not exactly, but they're a little bit better. They're 3-7, lost 2. You can see Boston is pretty mid on their stuff. Let's pop over here to the pitchers. Who's going out there? Mr. Anderson versus Richard Fitz. Anderson, nothing prop-wise. Fitz, nothing prop-wise. So let's grab one and take a look and see what their histories and everything looks like, shall we? Fitz versus Angels, nothing. Angels versus righties. There you go. And Boston versus lefties. There you go. And then Mr. Anderson versus Boston. And we see old Devers here got a 429 with a home run and a 1.2 and 7 at bats. Not the best. I mean, it's still good, but it's not like, Let's look at Devers, see if he's popping up over here in the hits column. Let's see. I don't need that. That's the wrong tab I need. No, I need my tab back. Give my tab back. I got the wrong. Oh no, I set the props wrong, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well, guess what? We're going to fix it together. So let me show you how Outlier works a little bit. So I have it set. This is the picture tab. We're going to change the batter tab. So Outlier, link at the pin comment, click a sign, get you a week for free. I always do the same ones. I do for batters. I do. Let's see where are they at. I do HRR. I do home runs just because if they ever want to show up in the top, like if somebody's up here for home runs, that's amazing. That's like a judge type thing. Maybe Otani occasionally. We don't take bases. I don't do earn runs. I don't do any of that. Hits allowed, hits. We could do hits if you really want to get a hit in there, you can. But then everyone starts showing up, and it's like for half a hit, and then you get like, oh, -2, 300. That's a lot, too much. Wins, RBIs. RBIs aren't bad. That's always a fun one to look at. And then stolen bases I put in there. We always do that. People really don't show up with stolen bases. Maybe Elliott De La Cruz a little bit occasionally, but nah. So I could put strikeouts in if you want, but yeah. So and walks too. So I always do the main ones. I look at HRR, RBIs. I guess we do. Yeah, let's throw hits back in there. Hits are good. Hits are good. Hits are our friend. Hey, look, there's only one guy. Only one guy in the last 5 that are even sitting there. Last 10, we're sitting at barely any. Look at that nonsense. There's like no one there. That's how bad these two teams have been batting wise. So yeah, if you want to take him to get a hit, you can, but I'm not. No. So back over here to the pitchers. Just I don't love any of this. I don't love the matchups. There's nothing standing out. So this one also is going to be a pass next. All right, 7-game slate. I've already passed in the first 2. This is going to be a fun day. Milwaukee and Cincinnati are next. Currently, we got basically a pick 'em, maybe slightly in Cincinnati with a 9.5 total. Look at our spreadsheet. We see, hey, we got some offense here. Finally, something good. And look at that. We could do this. I think about the other 2 games, and I could potentially go back and take maybe an under, but then I thought about Nerfy for a second between videos. I'm like, it's just one of them days. If I just don't want to mess with those games. So this one, we're going to look at the overs. Over's good. They're scoring runs. They're doing decently. So we could potentially have some off. 7-game winning streak. I just realized that for Milwaukee. Look at them cook. Look at Milwaukee do work. Let's swap this over to Milwaukee and take a look. Milwaukee and Cincinnati. And let's see, nothing on the props again. So we got Brady Singer going out there versus Savale. And Singer has not gone over 5. He has not gotten 5+ strikeouts in 5 games. And Savale has not given up 6+ hits in 5 games. So you going up against Cincinnati, who is 15th in hits on hits allowed, your hits under could be a play. Get rid of Anderson. Go away. Yeah. Why did they expect you to? Do you have a bad history versus Cincinnati? Is that what it is? There's got to be something up with this. Because that was St. Louis, that was Philly. You only give, since he's only getting 8.5 hits a game. Like, see the numbers, 8.5. Yeah, they're scoring runs, but they're not getting hits. They're getting, yeah. Interesting. So I could take this under here because he's only averaging in the last 5, 3.4 hits allowed. If he can get out without giving out 6. Let's look at the matchups. Maybe he has a bad history. Singer versus Milwaukee. There's your stats. Nothing is really standing out here. Not that many bats. Against righties, that's how Milwaukee is. Cincinnati versus righties, this is how they are. And against Savada, Aaron. Steer has a home run and 2 at-bats. But other than that, Trevino's got a 286 and 7 at-bats. There's nothing. 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 0 for 3. Yeah, nothing here. There's nothing here that I see. Let me look at the bats real quick just to see how they look. How do you guys look over here on the bats? If we go last 10, you can see he's popping up. Last 5, you can see there's not many. And it's mainly Brewers. Ellie's the only one showing up for Cincinnati. Him for HR. Other than that, it's a little rough. Yeah, and there's Friedel in 70% range. So yeah, I feel fine. I feel absolutely fine with this. I'm taking Aaron under 5.5 hits allowed. And if you don't like that play, would I take anything else? Let's look. Because I'm looking at Milwaukee's offense. Milwaukee's offense looks good. Milwaukee's offense is hot. How is, I'm already taking this dude under. I'll obviously take Milwaukee money line too, right? Right? Yeah, let's do both. How can I get Milwaukee? I can get Milwaukee plus 1.5 or minus 196. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Let's do both. Let's do, so Savale under, what was that, 5.5 hits allowed? and Milwaukee. Let's go Milwaukee to straight up money line. We'll just say both of them today. Have 2 plays in this game. Milwaukee to win because of him and because of this and the streak and everything. Cool. We'll take that. Savale to do work next. Realize I probably was butchering that man's name. It's probably Savale or whatever. I don't care what his name is. You know who it is. It's Aaron. So yeah, I just already looked at it. I was like, maybe that's not how you say Savale. Maybe it's Savale. Whatever. Stop having weird ass names. I don't know. I got a weird ass last name. It's hard enough to say as it is. So moving on. Detroit into White Sox. Oh, buddy. That should be a fun one. White Sox. Let's see. We got Detroit 210. 8.5 is this. Spreadsheet wise, you can see Detroit's offense is just bad. We faded them heavily yesterday with Bubic, and he had a beautiful game yesterday, like we knew he would, because he's just cooking. Now, Detroit is in trouble. Have you ever seen this? White Sox have every single advantage. What? I mean, yeah, Detroit 6-4 because they're pitching, but that is White Sox by what? Plus 1.5 is plus 114. You know what I'm thinking? I've done it like 3 times this past week. I'll do it again. I will do it again if the pitching makes sense. Let's see. Let's pop over to pitching. Let's see. White Sox. Who do we have? It's Cannon versus Jack Flaherty. And Flaherty you can get runs off of. So let's see. Cannon has not given up walks. Cannon has given up hits. But Detroit is so bad at hits. They're 28th in hits. They are not good with the bats right now. They're 28th in hits, only getting 6.3 hits a game. They're only getting 2.9 runs. They're just a shade better than the Rockies right now with the bats. That is a bad thing to say. You don't want to be in that range. So, and then what was this last one down here? Cannon he's not a strikeout dude. We thought with a name like Cannon, you would hope he'd be a strikeout pitcher. Nope, that ain't him. See, there's Cannon earned runs. He's been a little all over the place. Last 5, he's averaging 3.2. Flaherty, what have you been doing last 5 on your earned runs? Let's take a look. You were averaging 2.8, so you're both about equally just not good, both of you. You had a good game against Sanford, and sure. Head to head, let's go matchups. Look at the histories. Cannon against Detroit. Let's see. Keith has a home run in 7 at bats. Carpenter has 2 home runs in 7 at bats. So I already like this. 571, 7 at bats for Mr. Carpenter, Kerry Carpenter. That's pretty good. We might look at that. Let's go pop over the bats and see. Let's pull him up real quick. Pull him up. He's not going to pop up probably, but because Detroit's so bad recently. But you never know. You never know. We got Mike Tauchman, whoever that is. Colt Keith. There's Keith. Okay, we already saw Keith had a home run. And then Carpenter is not even on the screen, which means I got to scroll. Look at all the White Sox popping up first. And if I go last 5, let's see who pops up. There's Benintendi pops back in there. Look at all the White Sox dudes. And look at the not Detroit players. That's how bad they are. I have to come way down here. There's Carpenter. He's so far down. There's Torque. There's Carpenter. 0 in the last 5. 1 for 10. That's how bad these 2.5. I see this. How is he at 1.5? Is he that bad? Let's get last 10 HR. Yeah, he is 5 for 10 on if you bump to the 1.5, and that still isn't good. Ooh, disgusting, nasty. I'm doing it. I don't care. People are gonna point and laugh. I got finishes. I didn't go all the way over. Let's see. Yeah, let's go Chicago versus Flaherty. They don't do well. they ain't doing well historically, but guess what? I'm gonna do it. It's Monday. Let's have a little fun. It may not hit, but damn it, I want to say I was right when it happens. I'm gonna take Detroit. I'm gonna take Chicago. I want to take Chicago plus 1.5 or plus 114. Why the hell not? And I'm gonna do it. I don't trust Chicago's bullpen though. That's the first thing. I've been right so many times this season, like picking like the underdog, but then the bullpen comes in for the underdog, who's a bad team. They have a bad bullpen and they blow the lead. Like Colorado's a couple games against Philly, for example, that Colorado could have won, but then the bullpen just gave it away. So let's be smart. Let's go back over here. Let's take Chicago first 5. How about that? First 5? What can we get for a run line for Chicago? Plus 1.5 for 155, as in they're not losing by 2 runs at the top of the 6. Absolutely sign me up for that. So give me Chicago plus 1.5 first 5. I love that. Next. All right, let's move on to San Diego and San Francisco. Currently San Fran 174. So The 7.5 is our total. Look over here. We see that's the wrong game. This is the right game. Oh my God. Why is all the bad teams playing today? The only good team batting has been Milwaukee. And this is the 9th and 10th team we've seen today. Oh my God. All the good teams are off. That's hilarious. So both bats are bad. San Diego's getting better. Remember, they were all red. Now they're getting slightly better in some things, but still their averages are terrible. 211, 218. What are we doing here? No, you're trying to be like your division rival, the Rockies. That ain't good. Let's come over here. Let's look a look. Get rid of you guys. I already made my crazy prediction about the White Sox. Let's see if we can do something crazy here. Logan Webb versus Stephen Kolek. Well, he has gone over strikeouts 4 out of 5 against San Fran, who was 10th in strikeouts, is a no. Walks over 1.5 against San Fran, who is 14th in walks, is a no. And then Webb strikeouts over 4.5 against San Diego, who is back to being San Diego because they don't strike out much. They occasionally have a bump, but they like to hang out top 5. That's a no. So no props in this one for sure, especially 3.5, 4.5 strikeouts. What are we doing? Disgusting. Let's look at this. So far, there's nothing on the bats. There's nothing on pitching. It's going to be another pass so far unless something stands out. Logan Webb versus San Diego. Rise has 615 and 13 at bats. Louis Machado is a 371. Man, they 500. They tee off on Logan Webb. They hate this man. Okay, San Diego, I see you. I see you. You can't hit the ball currently, but you love facing this dude. So I'm a little torn what I want to do. There's San Diego versus Rockies for the season. There's San Fran versus Rockies for the season. This is San Fran versus Kolek. They not much data, obviously, haven't faced him too much. So Logan Webb gets a little abused. Now he has been striking out like crazy. Like he struck out 10 Tigers last time. Go Tigers. And we got his earned runs in the last 5. You can see he's averaging 2, not bad, but San Diego does tee off on him historically, but there is, remember, San Diego is struggling mightily. They're getting runs, but they can't. I don't know. Let's and Cole. There's nothing here for him probably. Have you been? Ooh, you started off 2 beautiful games, and all of a sudden 5, 3, 5, 6. You've been, buddy. Oh, all right. So we have San Fran pitcher who was terrible historically versus San Diego, but San Diego can't hit. We have San Diego pitcher currently terrible who gets San Fran who can't hit. We have 2 teams that can't hit. Oh man, this is disgusting. I don't like anything here. I know, right? Crazy. I got to pass. Next. All right, moving on. Minnesota and the A's. We have Minnesota 155 with a 9.5 total. Come over here to the sheet. We see again a good offense finally. I say good, top 10-ish. A's with a 6-game losing streak with 1-9. That's how bad their pitching is. Their bats are doing pretty decently, but yet they can't win because their pitching is so bad recently. That is, hilarious. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's pop this over here to the A's and see what we got pitching. Severino versus Joe Ryan. Ryan strikeouts over 6.5. A's are currently, there's your play right there, 30th in strikeouts at 10.9. They've been better this whole season, but lately they said, no, we want to do what we did last year. We want to swing and miss a lot. We need to generate some wind. It's hot outside, so So yeah, Joe Ryan strikeouts is going to be the play. I can almost tell you that. Him earned runs, he has been nasty too. Look at the plays. Under hits, under 5.5 hits, under 2.5 runs, both are 0 in the last 5. Joe Ryan, how nasty is you? Strikeouts, you're averaging how many? 8. You're averaging 8, and you're going against the A's, who have you not faced yet. Nice. Yeah, Tampa's on fire. The fact you got the 5 was actually good. Let's see, earned runs. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's averaging 0.6. Nasty. Hits, he's averaging 3.4. Let's keep it simple. We're taking Joe Ryan. Period. I don't want to trust Minnesota at all, so I'm taking Joe Ryan strikeouts at 7. I want to take. What can I take? What else? I don't want to take unders because the A's offense is actually pretty decent, so he could get popped off on a little bit. You never know. But strikeout seems pretty safe, right? That seems pretty okay. That seems okay. Severino is kind of just there. Don't care about him too much, especially against Minnesota's offense, but just So yeah, let's take Ryan strikeouts here at 6.5 and move on to the last game. All right, last one, Mets and Doyers. Let's see how the Dodgers can let everybody down today. Man. Oh man. We'll see. It's lines. We have Dodgers 162 at a 9 total. Let's see who's doing what. You can see how they're doing. Bats are doing good, except for last night. They didn't do much last night. Mets, a little bit better, but you just play the Rockies, so it kind of helps when you play the Rockies. 8-2, 3-game streak, 6-4. There you go. Look at who's pitching today. Who is going out there? Who's tossing the tater? It's gonna be It's going to be Paul Blackburn versus Dustin May. It's a marquee matchup right there. Look at all the green. You've given up hits and a lot of hits. You've given up a lot of hits. You've given up a lot of hits too. You both are kind of average on earned runs, right? Let's see. Blackburn, let's just look at both of you because I think you both kind of suck. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real. Yeah. You're averaging 5.9 on a 4.5 against the Dodgers, who were fourth in hits. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would take Blackburn, who gave up 10 hits to San Diego, who can't hit the ball right now. Absolutely. What about earned runs? Oh, you don't want to give me earned runs because you know it's not going to be good. Now, I just realized, bring it in. We got to focus. Fine print gets you sometimes. Look it down here. Look, all of this is 2024. That's why when I saw the name, I was like, Blackburn's, I haven't seen that name in a while. Yeah, this is his first game of 2025 because he hasn't pitched in 25. I got a little overzealous. I saw this. So his last game period was literally August 23rd, which was damn near 9, 10 months ago against San Diego. And you see he got rocked. So he has not pitched. I don't think he's pitched at all this season. Let me double check. Let me discount double check real quick. Nope, he is coming off he's coming off the 15-day injury list to start against the Dodgers today. So, yep, there we go. So welcome to your first game of the season. You get to face the Dodgers. So that's going to work out well for you, I'm sure. So you know around here, if you're new around here, if it's your major league debut, season debut, in the middle of the season, we fade you. Just because first game always has a little bit of shakes to it. You're a little bit nervous. No matter how long you've been in the league, you get a little nervous in that first one. And he might be a little nervous. So, oh, Dustin May. And then you've been pretty there too. Let's look at the earned runs. Yeah, you're not that bad. And the Mets are kind of struggling. I like the Dodgers. Let's see what we got. May, history, Mets. Not much there. Against righties, there's your Mets. Dodgers, righties. There you go. And Dodgers, Blackburn. Otani has a home run at a 444 average. I think I shall be taking the Dodgers on the money line today. I'm just going straight up Dodgers money line. After yesterday's loss, I think they get it turned around because of who they get to face. They get to face somebody making their season debut. Good stuff overall. LAD money line looks like a winner to me. And then we get to trust the Bass to do the thing. And then pitching is good enough I think they could be all right. So I'm going to take Dodgers money line. And we're going to end it there. That gives me a whopping 5 plays in 7 games, 2 in 1 game, but whatever works. Schedule. Yeah, let's see. Tomorrow's Tuesday, isn't it? And we have all our usual Tuesday games. Everybody's playing. I'll be back tomorrow. Check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out in a nice list, or if you want access to all the sports I have spreadsheets for. There's 5 of them, about to be 6. AT men's tennis is almost done. Then I'll have women's tennis right behind it because that is a year-round sport, and we want to make sure we have stuff to look at. So I appreciate being here. Drop a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. Hell, let me know are you taking the day off? If you are, why are you watching? So either way, I want to know. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday for some more MLB. Peace.